Welcome to the new family orientation. I am Sunita Pailor, and I am so happy that you have chosen an authentic Montessori program for your student. Due to the pandemic, we are continuing to limit large in-person gathering, and so we are doing this presentation online.
I'm going to quickly go over what we're going to cover in this PowerPoint. It's things we believe, core principles, communication, illness, medication, allergies, emergency procedures. Different administrators are going to cover different topics. Things that I'm going to cover right now are things we believe. We believe that children are human beings to whom respect is due, superior to us because of their innocence and of the greater possibilities of their future. Childhood is a critical time in a person's life. It goes by quickly, but a nurturing, loving environment is important for healthy development. Maria Montessori was one of the first people to emphasize the importance of the environment on the development of children. Brain research has backed up Maria Montessori's education philosophy. Children need love. The principal form that love takes is giving of your time, being willing to listen. When something is of value to us, we spend time with it. So it is when we love our children, we give them our time. True listening, total concentration on the other, is always a manifestation of love. In our classrooms, children are heard and respected. We know that children need love and attention, and one of the biggest ways we can show our love for children is to be present for them. In the age of cell phones and 24/7 electronic notifications, it is difficult to be present for them. We ask that you put away your phones, as we do, when you pick up and drop off your children. We believe that setting limits and consistently enforcing them until they have been internalized is critical to success. The first statement, the liberty of the child should have as its limit the collective interest, does not mean no limits or tolerating misbehavior. We mean setting limits and expectations. We allow children to do what they want to do, but we also expect them to realize when they need to stop and when they need to defer to others' needs. Self control is a better predictor of academic success and overall satisfaction in life. Remember, children learn more by what you do than what you say. Always be a good role model. For example, texting in the car, phones at the table, um, those kinds of things are hard for children to understand if you're doing what you tell them not to do. Children need opportunities for independence. We must help the child to act for himself, will for himself, think for himself. This is the art of those who aspire to serve the Spirit. Again, a Maria Montessori quote. The age appropriate independence and growth and learning opportunities are critical to engage in. They need, children need to be successful in their attempts at independence, and that builds self esteem. When we do for children, we convey a message of helplessness and weakness instead of one of strength and control. Independence is the key to becoming a confident, self actualized, self-directing, self-motivated adult. It is the key to creating citizens who are leaders. We will continually be advocating for you to let them carry their own things, have age appropriate responsibilities at home. Equity, justice, and inclusion are essential. Maria Montessori believed that education is a key to a peaceful future. We believe that conflicts can be resolved peacefully, and we actively teach children to advocate for themselves and others. As we learn more about each other, we respect all cultures and encourage students to share their backgrounds and their religions, their cultures. We celebrate our commonalities and our differences. We work on making all students feel welcome and supported by creating an inclusive school. However, we are realizing that it is not enough. There are systemic issues that need to be addressed in our society. This is a work in progress, and we are educating ourselves and students in this.
We believe in a family school partnership. We need to work together to support the children. Teachers and parents have to have close communication and partnership and so that they can support children. Program staff and administration in turn support the teacher and the parent. Board of Trustees supports the administration and the school and are responsible for the long-term viability of the school.
We are not just about reading and writing. We focus on the needs of the whole child, including social emotional. You must pay attention to all aspects of a child to support their optimal development. Negative emotions like stress, loneliness, anxiety, and fatigue can impair a child's ability to learn, to self-regulate, and to experience joy. Adults support development by being loving, flexible, setting limits, and promoting independence. We believe that when every child discovers their own strengths and challenges, and if they learn how to use both to their best advantage, they have a tremendous head start in managing their lives and future. Flexibility, resilience, perseverance, creativity, self-sufficiency, and strength of character are all key life skills that need to be supported and nurtured. We focus on 7 core virtues as part of our peace curriculum. Teachers model, teach, and reinforce each of these virtues as part of the curriculum and throughout daily life. Children learn the meaning of each virtue, what they might look like or sound like. Older children become keepers of the virtues and have the opportunity to lead lessons for others. This is a good intersection for partnerships with families, as the school environment, home, and just out in the general community all provide ample real-life opportunities to discuss and practice all of these virtues. These core virtues come from the book Building Moral Intelligence by Michelle Borba. This book is a great resource for home. It has lists of books that you can read with your child as a launching off point for discussions. A fixed mindset is the idea that abilities are carved in stone, that you have a certain amount and that's that. These kids see challenges as risky. They could fail and their basic abilities would be called into question. When they hit obstacles, encounter setbacks or criticism, this is just more proof that they don't have the abilities that they cherish. With a growth mindset, kids don't necessarily think that there's no such thing as talent or that everyone is the same, but they believe everyone can develop their abilities through hard work, strategies, and lots of help and mentoring from others. Learning something new, something hard, sticking to hard things, that's how you get better at something. Setbacks and feedback aren't about your fixed abilities and failures, they're information you could use to help yourself learn. So it's easy to see that a growth mindset is the goal. By helping children discover, accept, and work with their own gifts and challenges, and developing a growth mindset, we give them another key to success. In order to support the development of a growth mindset, we don't want to make children's lives too easy. When we jump in before help is needed, we inadvertently send a message that we are unsure if they are able to manage the challenge they are facing. I really like the quote, "Prepare the child for the path, not the path for the child." Montessori introduced holistic education before it became popular. Montessori's tenet of care of self, care of environment, and care of others is in today's world known as social emotional learning, or SEL for short. Today it is a hot topic, and rightly so. The 5 pillars of SEL are self-awareness, self-management, responsible decision-making, social awareness, and relationship skills. These are another set of skills that are needed for success in life. Healthy social-emotional skills are intrinsic and entwined in peace education practices. Intentional teaching of vocabulary, awareness, and skills is ongoing. Examples are building of emotional vocabulary, mindfulness practices, perspective taking, virtues, and conflict resolution. As children begin to develop their social emotional learning skills, we start with self-awareness and self-management. Helping them label big feelings helps them both better understand themselves and communicate their needs to others. It's always important to acknowledge a child's feelings. It's also important to set limits for behaviors that might be associated with those big feelings. We know that stress, anxiety, fatigue, hunger, and loneliness can result in poor behavior and therefore impact learning. It's really important that communication between home and school is consistent. Please let teachers know about changes at home. Even minor changes to adults can have big impacts on children. So if there's a change in routine, a parent is traveling, they're just having a bad morning, or they're excited about an upcoming visit from relatives, these are all things that are important for teachers to know. If we know about these things, we can be proactive and help children become better self-aware and help them learn strategies to manage feelings in healthy ways.
Hello, this is Judy Semiudowski, Program Director for Toddler and Early Childhood Program at the North Creek campus. I'm going to speak with you a little bit today about communication and how things work at our school. Understanding what your child is telling you can be a little like playing the telephone game. Children have different lenses, meaning for words, often present all information as fact, and have sketchy understanding about time. This is not wrong, just children developing social emotional skills. Be sure to check out what you hear before responding with high emotion. If you have concerns about something your child has shared, please let us know right away. Your child's teacher would be your first contact. Again, role modeling is important. Your children learn by watching your choices, reactions, and casual comments. The way you treat people, the movies you watch, books you read, the decisions you make, the way you react to everyday misunderstanding, conflicts, or moral dilemmas is what children pick up. The important thing is honest communication. When you have a concern, talk directly to the person, either via phone or email. If you don't have a resolution, you may want to request a face-to-face meeting. And you still don't have a resolution, request a meeting with the program director about the classroom or Sunita if it is an administrative concern. If you're still not satisfied, Sunita has an open door policy, so please reach out to Sunita. Around the age of 3, children are able to self-regulate, which means being able to identify their needs, whether it's verbally expressing their emotions or knowing when they are hungry. It takes several years for it to be established and internalized. Older children continue learning social cues, nuances of acceptable behaviors applied to various situations, and boundary testing. When addressing a child's behavior, teachers connect before correction. Once a child feels their emotions are validated, they are much more open to receiving direction. Missteps in a child's behavior are opportunities to teach. The book, Building Moral Intelligence, offers endless possibilities to model and teach replacement behaviors. When there is an incident at school where problem solving occurs, parents will receive a communication form. This allows us to guide, communicate, and track behaviors to support social emotional growth and acquisition of pro-social behaviors and understanding or perspective taking. We have a discipline policy that is level for age of the child. Responses depend on the age of the child, the frequency, and severity. The problem-solving forms also provide a tangible means for us to track behaviors, to see if it is ongoing and needs additional support. If in-class problem-solving doesn't resolve an issue, teachers will contact you directly to set up a meeting. As we talk about behavior and problem solving, we need to have a clear understanding and definition of bullying. Bullying is an intentional verbal or physical act that causes physical or emotional harm. Bullying behaviors are repeated over time and are done to seek power or control over others. Labeling children as bullies when they are experiencing the normal challenges of being a child is something we want to avoid. If we do so, we are losing sight of common missteps and common behavior. Children need guidance as they make mistakes and learn the way to be positive with their social interactions. Information on bullying can be found in the Parent Handbook, including prevention and response. Direct instruction from the adult is required, not how they shouldn't behave, but rather how they should. In the classroom, teachers work continuously with students on their social skills, an increased social thinking curriculum beginning in early childhood and building further in lower elementary. Shown here are terrific resources for parents. These are books that we like and many of our teachers have read. Along with these resources, we offer the Marin Schmidt Parent Education, complimentary, available on the Woodinville Montessori website under Family Portal. It's designed for parents of children, toddler, preschool, up through probably first or second grade. We encourage you to sign up and learn more. Thank you.
If your child becomes ill at school, we will first call parents or guardians. If we're unable to reach anyone in person, we would then call emergency contacts to pick up. There are 3 types of medications that we deal with at school. The first is rescue meds, like inhalers or EpiPens. They would require special paperwork that you would get from the registrar, and we need to have on file along with the medications at school. The second is critical meds. These might be medications that your child takes at home regularly but does not take at school. We like to include a 3-day supply of these critical meds in each child's comfort kit. If your child has critical medications that need to be turned in with their comfort kit, please be sure they are turned into an adult in their hands so that we can clearly mark the comfort kit as containing critical meds. There's also short-term medications like antibiotics. Those also have some paperwork, but it's less cumbersome than the ones required for rescue meds. We have lots of rules that we need to closely follow in order to administer medication. In order for us to give your child a prescription medication, you must complete a medication permission form. These forms can be found at the front desk or in the parent portal. Medications must come in the original container with the pharmacist's label, including the provider's name, your child's name, the name of the medication, dosage, frequency, and expiration date. We only give prescription medication to the child who is listed on the label. Medication can only be added to your child's food or to liquid with written consent of a healthcare provider. A parent or legal guardian may provide the sole consent for some over-the-counter medications. This is if and only if the medication meets all of the following criteria. It's an antihistamine, non-aspirin fever reducer or pain reliever, non-narcotic cough suppressant, or decongestant. The medication must come in the original packaging labeled with the child's name and has the instructions and dosage recommendation for your child's age or weight. The medication, duration, dosage, amount, and frequency specified on the medication permission form must be consistent with the label directions on the original packaging. The start and end dates on the medication permission form cover only the course of the illness or specified time-limited episode, like for a cold or teething. The written consent of a healthcare provider with prescriptive authority is required for all over-the-counter medications or products that do not meet the listed criteria. These include vitamins, herbal supplements, homeopathic or naturopathic remedies, any oral rehydration solutions, fluoride, or teething gels or tablets. All over-the-counter medication needs to be handed directly to an adult along with a parent-signed medication permission form. Some over-the-counter products only require an annual parent or guardian consent. The product must be age appropriate and the manufacturer's instructions must be followed. These include sunscreen for children over 6 months of age, lip balm or lotion, diaper ointment or non-talc powder intended for use in the diaper area, fluoride toothpaste for children over 2 years of age, hand sanitizers or alcohol wipes for children also over 2 years of age. Written consent of a healthcare provider with prescriptive authority is required for all over-the-counter products that are not listed above. This year, we will all need to be especially vigilant about potential illnesses. While the list below are symptoms that are always reasons to keep your child home, we ask that you be proactive in keeping your child home to observe if any mild symptoms get worse, rather than sending them to school. This includes earaches, headaches, or fatigue that may have them just not feeling well. Remember, fever-free means without medication. All families will be required to take their children's temperatures and to complete a COVID-19 screening questionnaire each day before entry to school. In order for us all to help keep ourselves and each other healthy and safe, these are all things to teach your child and require at home just as they will be at school. Help them follow correct hand washing procedures. Make sure they're washing their hands long enough and often enough. Please help teach them how to catch sneezes or coughs in the corner of their elbow or in a tissue, and then again to wash their hands. Blowing their nose is important, also followed by washing their hands. If we're all practicing these things both at home and at school, we've normalized these events for everybody and will keep us all healthier. We have many severe food allergies at school, both children and adults. We have chosen intentionally to not be a nut-free school. We feel that this gives students and adults alike a false sense of security in which an accidental exposure is more likely to happen. We also have many food items other than nuts that would need to be banned, and monitoring all the food that comes in and out of the school for every severe food allergy would be impossible. What we do is teachers will let you know if there is a child with a severe allergy in class. That way, if you're sending that item in, you can either avoid to send it in with your child's lunch, or if you do, be sure and let the teacher know that it is in their lunchbox. We do set up nut and no nut eating areas, and we can manage to keep separate areas with plenty of social opportunities for those people with nut allergies and without nut allergies. We clean and sanitize tables before and after lunch and snack, and we have a strict no food sharing policy. This year, students will be eating at their own tables or their own spots, so there'll be less chance of cross-contamination on the tables or whom they may be eating with. But in general, these are practices that we use each year.
Emergency procedures. Emergency notifications go out via fax. Please remember to update change of information form, review and update the pickup list, and don't forget to keep emergency kits at home, at school, and in your car. And if there's a change of out-of-state contact, please submit that also. Thank you.
Another great way to help out is to respond to giving requests. Being a nonprofit independent school, like many others, the cost of annual tuition does not cover all expenses for providing a quality Montessori education for our students. Income from our fundraising efforts helps to pay for an appreciable amount of the school's expenses while also making us eligible for corporate and foundation grants and matching gifts. So that parents are not inundated with fundraising requests all year round, WMS provides two main opportunities for families to support the school: our annual giving campaign in the fall, and then our gala and auction in the spring. Again, please stay tuned for more updates on what these will look like in the coming year, and we hope your family will find meaningful ways to participate that work best for your family.
We're all excited to have you join the WMS community and look forward to getting to know you and your children better. Thank you.